Okay, hello all. My name is Balaji, and I'm currently playing the role of an executive agile coach. So I just thought to make this particular video to actually get you introduced to my agile mentorship program. So before I actually get into the details of this particular agile mentorship program, I just wanted to let you know why I started this particular program and what is the business driver or the context behind it. So I just wanted to be very clear on the purpose behind this particular program. And before that, let me tell my own journey of agile. Okay, and then I will probably try to correlate or corroborate it back to this particular mentorship program. So okay, I do have somewhere close to 20 years of 20 years of experience in IT, and followed by 12 years of experience in agile transformation. Somewhere from in the mid of 2008 to 9, I was actually got introduced to the agile way of executing the projects and the programs. Because if you take the early years of 2008 and 9, if you just tell the word velocity, burn down chart, and burn up chart, people used to get the offer letters, because at the time agile was not so popular or familiar. Okay, at least in an Indian context, Indian IT organization. Okay, so so somewhere in 2009, when I was working as a project manager, a kind of a project lead, we got actually introduced to the Scrum Kanban way of executing the projects in an iterative and like in a kind of an iterative and incremental fashion. So as a scrum master, when I started my journey some 10 to 11 years back, right, all the way 10 to 11 years back, I was not having no one to exactly tell me, hey, how am I going to proceed in my career trajectory. Meaning to say, okay, currently I am playing the role of a scrum master, but what about my career trajectory? How soon I will become a coach? Or like, no, in my mind I was always having that confusion whether to continue the path of a scrum master, or to continue the or to take up the path of an path of an agile project manager. Because this particular agile coach and scrum master seem to be an unconventional seem to be an uh, unconventional IT path. So when I was doing some kind of a Google, and some kind of, I was just reading the books, and they completed some certifications. Okay, all those things were fine, but then I was not actually able to get a mentor who can exactly tell me, hey, what am I supposed to do from to actually go from point X to point Y. Now, okay, so during this part of this particular journey, somehow, deep within my heart, I was having that particular desire, or you call it as an affinity, or you can call it out as a passion for a purpose, that I wanted to become an enterprise agile coach. I wanted to be the board of the directors. I actually wanted to be a person who can formulate the policies and the process, not just one among the crowd who can just blindly follow the processes and the policies. So what I had done is, literally, I went to a bank, and then I gave my salary slips, I gave my IT returns, all the documents, and then I literally took a personal loan of a very hefty amount. Once I have taken the personal loan, I literally completed 13 agile certifications. So I'm not actually proposing you the path of doing all the agile certifications, or I'm not saying you that only when you do an agile certification you will become successful in this particular agile career. Okay, it is not like that. But then once I started doing a certification, it expanded my dimensions of thinking. And then what happened was that I also got enrolled in my executive MBA from Great Lakes Institute of Management at Chennai, and I actually completed it. And post that, post that, I also completed my Indian Institute of Management Kozhikode Advanced Strategic Management program. So once I completed my executive MBA, once I completed my IIM certification, and once I completed my 13 agile certifications, and by the time I also started gaining a real-time experience. So my increments, so my increase in my potential, increase in my experience has taken me all the way from a junior scrum master kind of a role in 2012 kind of a thing, to all the way of an executive agile coach. Okay, executive agile coach as on date. Because as on date, I am literally coaching the AVPs, VPs, and SVPs of my client side, and I am operating from a level of a business transformation. Okay, it is not just IT agile node transformation, because business transformation is a bigger umbrella. Okay, for example, do you want to go for a blue ocean strategy, or do you want to go for a red ocean strategy? How to calculate the cost of a strategy, how to calculate the return on investment of a strategy, how to do something called balance sheet driven agile transformation. Because what is the point in doing an agile transformation if it is not giving a positive impact on my balance sheet quarter after quarter? Okay, so with this perspective and with this particular background context, since I understood, yes, there is always a gap between a certification and what is the real-time capabilities which is being expected from the organization, I started formulating my own agile mentorship program. So let me take some time to actually elucidate you the flow, and then we can connect back later. 1 minute. Let me take some time to share my screen. 1 minute. All right. So if we get into this particular agile mentorship program, I have level 1, level 2, level 3, and I also have a package for 150 interview questions and answers, and I have a JD based coaching, and I also have a separate lesson plans for a agile project manager, program manager, and a product manager. Now the point is, if you take level 1, okay, so this particular thing, in this particular level 1, I'm actually introducing to a lot of concepts. Okay, let me tell a real time. Okay, let me tell a real time incident which just happened 10 days ago. One guy came to me asking for this particular mentorship program, and when I was explaining him the program, like in terms of the Kanban metrics, agile transformation, DevOps, coaching model, he was just asking me, sir, Balaji sir, you said that it is for a Scrum Master role, right? So why I need to learn Kanban? I was literally not taken back by the question, because see, Scrum Master doesn't mean we need to learn only the Scrum, right? Because from a real-time execution point of view, it is, we are not sure which particular framework is really going to help you. So you need to understand, you need to understand the basics of Agile, the 4 lines of Agile manifesto, that the 12 principles of Agile. And if you see the lesson plan, I started with the Scrum, and then I get into the Kanban session, Kanban metrics, then Agile transformation combined with an outcome-based plan. See, this outcome-based plan is a very important one, because many companies do so-called Agile transformation. But if you go to them and then ask him, hey, in this period of 6 months, what is the transformation business outcome that you have actually achieved? Most of the companies were not actually able to give a tangible answer or a concrete answer. So in this particular mentorship program, level 1, I'm actually coaching my mentees on how to do an agile transformation based on an outcome-based plan, then followed by the DevOps concepts, coaching model, agile, multiple scalable models, business agility, enterprise agility, SAFe. So the link is here. Anyone can just go through the particular lesson plan. And I also touch upon agile RFPs under contracting model, design thinking, system thinking, lean thinking, and also to create an agile transformation playbook. Now, one of the areas which will be neglected from a coaching or a mentoring point of view is agile architecture. Because even in the YouTube, even if you take the literature of multiple books, generally they will not touch the that particular area of agile architecture, because people consider agile architecture as a somewhat like a Bermuda triangle. I don't want to get into that particular triangle, but in my mentorship program, I also specifically spend time on what do you mean by an agile architecture, followed by how to create emergent design pattern. Because in an agile architecture is actually intentional, whereas the design pattern is actually emergent. Okay, so and also the basics of Jira, Rally, and the version 1. So this completes my level 1. If you go to level 2, which is an advanced, slightly advanced than the level 1, basically I do have my mentees who are actually the scrum masters or working as an agile coaches in some other companies. So if you look into the level 2, it is actually talking more on 5 tantras of enterprise agility. How do you do plan for strategic refactoring? Okay, how to create a DevOps handbook, and the most important is the cultural transformation model. So since this link is here, I'm not going to explain line by line. So whosoever is interested in these particular lesson plans can actually come back to me, get back to me. I can actually send you the further details. Now, if you go to level 3, what I have done in the level 3 is, 1 second. Okay, all right. So what I have done in the level 3 is I have taken the best out of my agile transformation experience, and then I have blended it with my executive MBA capabilities and my IIM advanced strategic management program certification, so that this particular level 3 is going to give you the capabilities so as to do a business transformation. And IT transformation is just one small piece of the cake. If you know how to consume the entire cake, and slicing and dicing it should not be a challenge. So if you look into this particular level 3, here I am literally coaching the people on how to do balance sheet driven agile transformation. For example, we actually take a portfolio level balance sheet, understand the numbers, top line, bottom line, revenue margins, CAGR, understand the different aspects or components of that particular balance sheet, and then come up with a strategy on the go so as to change the numbers in the subsequent quarters. Because see, it is a very simple analogy. Basically the people who are actually working at a team level, they actually try to focus on sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, right? So people who are working at a program layer, they actually try to focus on program increment 1, program increment 2, program increment 3. Similarly, people who are actually operating at an executive level, like a kind of a coaching like me, we actually focus on quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3. How does my business transformation strategy had given positive ripples on the on my particular balance sheet? So okay, now here I actually talk about the capital expenditure, operational expenditure, dynamic budgeting, change management framework, and real-time case studies, and what is the difference between a business agility and enterprise agility, and some concepts from the beyond budgeting, how to drive the pre-sales activity. So the link is here. One and most important topic is how to set the OKR, objective and the key result goal setting framework, and how to get the things done. So what I am actually trying to say is, I started this particular agile mentorship program, of course, to help the larger to actually help the larger audience, only after understanding the pain point of the journey. Because I have not started this agile mentorship program without any purpose behind it. The purpose of my agile mentorship program is to help the people who are currently scrum masters to become an agile coach, and for people who are playing the role of a team level agile coach to actually become an enterprise level agile coach, and people who are already playing an enterprise level agile coach. I wanted them to become executive coaches, coaching the CEOs, CXOs, CFOs in terms of a business transformation. For that, if you just talk about burn up chart, burn down chart, your program increment, and your ART solution train, do you think that you can go up to the level of an leadership coach? Absolutely no. Because if you wanted to coach your AVPs, VP, SVP of your client side, you need to talk about organization change management. You need to you need to talk about strategies which can actually flip the table or rather turn the tables. So okay, so just to cut a long story short, when I was actually playing the role of a Scrum Master, actually there was no one to actually give me some guidance or a direction, because I used to participate in the daily meetings and I used to conduct the demo. Suddenly my project manager from my client side used to mock at me. He actually used to say, hey Balaji, had you invited the invited the UAT team, invited the performance testing team? Then only I came to know, okay, some representative from the performance testing team, some representative from the user acceptance testing team also need to be invited, because from his perspective, he is expecting me to invite those guys so as to give a heads up that some kind of a code is going to get released to the higher environment. And I had a lot of challenges. Okay, it is not one or two which I can just put it in a single video. Okay, every time when I try to go to the next level, that the ecosystem, the project context, the client dynamics, everything was actually trying to pull me down. But I decided, come what may, I need to grow up to a level of an executive agile coach, wherein I coach the board of directors in terms of the business transformation. And ultimately, I have achieved this milestone last year. So currently, I'm actually playing the role of an executive coach, coaching the board of directors in terms of formulating the business transformation strategies. And agile transformation is just one small segment of it. Okay. And since I have a real-time experience in terms of the dynamic budgeting, OKR, target process, organization change management models, I wanted to give my experience blended knowledge into a structured program for a different target segments. So my program will be suitable for those aspirants who wanted to get real-time experience on Scrum, Agile, Kanban, DevOps, all those things, and for Scrum Masters and the Agile coaches to actually gear up to the next level. So people who are actually interested can please connect with me through WhatsApp. I will share my WhatsApp number in the description of this particular video. If you like the video, you can just ping me on WhatsApp. I will share you these links. And then if you are okay, then we can catch up over a call to basically understand how I can be of some help to you. Okay. Okay, so just before I end this video, I just wanted to tell one thing. Whatever be the challenges, whatever be the obstacles or the hurdles, sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. And I still daily morning, I actually echo this particular proverb or the say to me. Sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. And hope okay, and I hope this particular video is of some kind of a relevance to you. If it has really served your purpose, I will be very happy. Okay, cheers, thank you all, bye.